South Korea's acting president has declared 7 days of national mourning following the worst aviation disaster on his country's soil after a plane carrying 181 people crashed on landing with only 2 survivors. 179 people were killed when the 737 slammed into a barrier at the end of the runway as it attempted an emergency landing without its landing gear deployed.
Both black boxes have been recovered, but investigators say it will take time to figure out what went wrong as heartbroken relatives of the passengers gathered at the airport demanding answers. North Asia correspondent James Oaten has the latest.
This is the deadliest aviation disaster on South Korean soil. We know the Jeju air flight from Bangkok to Muan suffered a landing gear malfunction, but the exact cause of the crash is still being determined. The leading theory is a bird strike, which is when a bird or birds collide with the aircraft, leading to things like engine failure. Authorities on Sunday read out the names of the deceased relatives at Muan International Airport. Families have already accused investigators of being slow to reveal details of the crash. Footage shows the final distressing moments of the plane crash landing, skidding along the runway without its landing gear down before it explodes. As I mentioned, a bird strike is a leading theory for what may have contributed or caused the crash. Weather is also being examined. We know one witness has told Yonhap news agency that he saw a large spark on the plane's right wing before the crash. The Transport Ministry has confirmed the aircraft was warned of a bird strike, causing it to postpone its initial approach. About a minute or two later, the airport control tower received a Mayday distress call from the aircraft, and it gave clearance to the aircraft to land on the runway, but going in the other direction. Aviation experts say there are many worrying questions that need answering about the whole situation.
If they were going to make an emergency landing with the undercarriage up, why didn't the fire tenders lay foam on the runway? Why weren't they in attendance when the plane touched down? And why did the aircraft touch down so far down the runway that it had no chance of stopping before it exited the runway? And why was there a brick wall at the end of the runway?
The plane's flight data recorder has been retrieved from the black box, a crucial piece of evidence there as authorities move on from a clean-up and retrieval operation to a search for answers.